The defending 2012 World Cup champions Houston Heat is a super team built to win. They've won 4 of the 9 PSP events they've entered, with 3 victories last season and a win in Chicago this season. Like all the best teams, they have a deep roster, but Heat mostly fields their starting players, the other players rotating in. They do this because the core of the team is flat out some of the best players in the world. Konstantin Fedorov is a creative killer, and he's having one of the best seasons during his long career, as is Sergei Shenaiskov, who plays right behind him. Ronnie Dizon and Chad George are doing work in the snake as well, and Sam Monville is another aggressive option for them. Nick Sloviak has shined in limited action, but when he takes the field, he's getting his job done. Heat has a great mix of talent, experience, and support, and they've proved a threat to win any tournament, and they will be fighting hard to keep their World Cup title.
So, welcome back here, 2013 PSP World Cup. Matty Marshall, Todd Martinez, and Chris Asoy. We're about to watch Houston Heat take on San Diego Dynasty, and this is a must-win situation for San Diego Dynasty. For San Diego Dynasty to move on, their tournament is at stake right now, and they need to win this game against Houston Heat. Houston Heat undefeated thus far in this event, but they haven't looked unbeatable. They've definitely won every single game, but there are a few chinks in their armor. Now, can San Diego Dynasty, who has been beaten already, it actually got shut out by the Ironman yesterday, so there's chinks in their armor too, which is going to make this one pretty interesting. So Heat with 3-1 in the driver's seat here, but San Diego Dynasty, when you want to see the best San Diego Dynasty, put their backs against the wall and make them play for their tournament, and that's exactly what we're about to watch right now. So
the thing is that shutout is what's going to hurt them right here. They have to win this game, and because they were shut out, that point differential is going to be tough, because if they win this game, then the point differential is going to come into play, and having that 0-4 shutout yesterday is going to give them, you know, kind of a rough point differential. They're going to have to win this game and try and win it by a significant amount.
Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She has Ronnie Dizon on the sidelines.
I'm here with Ronnie Dizon of Heat. Ronnie, this is arguably one of the most anticipated matches of the day. You are both in the top 4, huge contenders to take first place at World Cup. Going into this, do you think we can anticipate to see longer points or faster points?
I honestly think the points are going to be longer. Dynasty's really good at locking it down and playing slow, and so are we. So I think it's going to be a good matchup, but we're just going to have to pull it out in the end.
What were you talking about in that team huddle?
Just to stay composed and play as a team, play as one unit pretty much. We struggled with that the first match of this tournament, and we picked it up ever since then. So.
All right, we're starting right now. We'll see who gets the first point.
So here we go. Breakout for Houston Heat. As we put 20 minutes on the clock here in regulation time, and San Diego Dynasty, because of that shutout they had against the Ironmen, they lost that game. They are now forced to, they have to win this match to assure themselves a spot in Sunday's competition. And Yosh Rao dying out of his bunker and then trying to fill out, it looks like, and also Tyler Harmon getting shot as well. Ryan Greenspan getting shot, and Dalton Vanderbilt. So it's not looking good right now for San Diego Dynasty here in point number 1.
And there goes Tyler Harmon. Alex Fragy stands up, catches one in the goggles. So Houston Heat getting the crowd fired up right here with a strong win, finishing with 4 bodies alive. Sam Monville, number 19 right there, had a very, very solid first game for Houston Heat this morning as they took down the Ironmen 6-1. Back at it again, gonna get another flag hang.
I like that guy, man. I really do. He's a cool kid. He has a great family, too. You know, his mom and dad, I sure are out here. There's a lot of families out here, and I love seeing that, especially for the World Cup.
Yeah, and Sam Monville, such a clutch performer for Houston Heat. And, man, Houston Heat, they really did a good job of just winning their gunfights in that point. I mean, Dynasty just got shot out of their bunkers, even making little tiny bumps, too. Houston Heat on fire here in that first point. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and thank you for accessing awesome paintball gear from RazaLife.com.
Yeah, you know, Raza believes in creating something for absolutely everyone. You can customize any Raza jersey or have your own custom jersey designed just for you.
Wow, Raza sure makes it easy to represent who you are and where you're from with custom jerseys, pants, and much more.
You really can get in on the action and feast on all Raza has to offer by calling right away.
So the story of the year right now is how Raza can really bring out the style your team is looking for. Thanks for checking out RazaLife.com. Come right back after watching this tournament.
So we're looking there at the guys from Dynasty getting ready to roll here. Speaking of, they're from Southern California, and speaking of things from Southern California, Extreme Pros, this game brought to you by Extreme Pros. Got their store in Orange County. Steve Reed, big supporter of paintball in the Los Angeles, Southern California area. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, definitely check out Extreme Pros. And there's Houston Heat getting ready to roll. Such an awesome first point from them, man. Really exerting their dominance in that first point. Let's check out the split screen breakout. San Diego Dynasty on your left, Houston Heat on your right. San Diego Dynasty sending Oliver Lang up the center and trying to spread the field slightly. And it looks like Houston Heat might have lost their player on the D side of the field. No, it looks like Fedorov either took a bounce or narrowly avoided getting hit. But Kyle Spica, he comes off early for Dynasty. Dynasty with 4 bodies alive, in the 3 of them in the pocket. That's in the center. And Houston Heat pushing up in the center.
Sergei Solnishkov coming up to the A. Knows Oliver Lang is there in the middle.
Oh, but Sergei wraps around and he gets shot. I think that was Brandon Short that got a shot on him.
Yeah, he got a shot in on him, but Sergei able to take out Oliver Lang in the middle with about 40 pods on his back. Looked like he wanted to try and keep Chad George from coming, but you know, once they lost Spica on the snake side, Sergei could very easily come up into the middle and wrap the snake side of that A. Gets a shot in on Oliver, allows Chad George now to crawl into snake 3. And there he is on your screen right there, wrapping around, coming into the gap.
So,
and he is going to look across the field right now and try and get a shot on that Dorito 1. As Dynasty, with just 3 bodies left, Blake Yarber, Brandon Short, and Glenn Takamoto.
Look at that shot cross field by Blake Yarber. You know, we're talking about how he's such a good shot because he came up playing so much pump paintball, and he gets that shot cross field. That's a big kill for Blake, but can Dynasty do something with it? Looking at 3 bodies, it's 3 on 2 right now. As Glenn Takamoto coming off early, like you said. Now Houston Heat coming down here.
Sam Monville in the gap now, right where.
Well, basically, Sam Monville's going to try to wrap around and get a shot on Brandon Short. Brandon Short's all the way on the opposite side of that stand-up right there. You can see on your screen, Brandon Short have to get crafty in that bunker and try and not let his back pop out so Monville can shoot it. Crucial game here for Dynasty. In case you just tuned in, they have to win this game to have a chance to advance. They're sitting at 2-1 right now. Dynasty cannot go 2-2 here and have a real good chance of advancing forward.
And in the same token, Houston Heat, they're at 3-0. If they were to lose this game, they'd be 3-1. Dynasty would be 3-1. Ironman would be 3-1. That's the point differential we're talking about.
It looks like Blake there, and Blake's, and honestly, I just watched that happen, and I think that's a pretty legit penalty. Blake takes a hit. I see all the paint come off him. I don't know if he felt it or not, but regardless, he had a giant hit on him, and he's in there wheeling and dealing. And when you're in that situation, you got to be really careful. I mean, you just tap out, man. I mean, if it's 1 on 3, 1 on 4, unless you see an opening and you have a clean move, you got to be really careful not to draw that penalty because you're getting shot from all sides, and that's just some body knowledge. So a little mental mistake there by Blake, and I'm sure he didn't feel it, but still, you got to understand, again, situational awareness. If I'm getting shot from 3 different directions, I may catch one on my pack, and when I try to come out, so Blake drawing that major penalty, which is an unfortunate turn. Yeah, it's going to hurt bad. You know? Yeah. So it's going to be just not looking good for Dynasty right now, guys.
No. Yeah, like you said, Todd, you guys have spoke about before, that Dynasty has got to win this by a significant amount just to have, that point differential. But, let's go ahead and take a look at this replay real quick. This is where he gets shot. He jumps back in his bunker, and that's where they draw the major penalty from. I mean, and as you said, you could see, look right there, he gets shot on the head, goes in the bunker. That's continuing to play on right there.
Well, it was he had been shot before that.
I see.
Because I was, we're all looking at him, and I saw paint spray off even before that shot. So that was the referee had already decided to give him that penalty at that point.
Very unfortunate.
Which is unfortunate because Blake had such an awesome shot on Chad George, and he was the last player left alive. So Blake's out there trying to ball it up, but got that penalty.
I mean, now it's not unlikely that Dynasty can come back from this. They're fast-paced team. If somebody's going to win quick points, it'll be them.
Yes, absolutely. But man, right now down 2 with a major penalty, a full major penalty. Houston Heat is very good at capitalizing on penalties, as well as playing the slower game right here. So, we'll see what kind of game plan Dynasty can do. Dynasty did a good job last game of shooting those center players on the break. We'll see if Ryan Greenspan tries to shoot up the middle on the break. They get out wide to both spots. No, they lose 1 body. Dalton Vanderbilt gets shot. going to the Dorito 1. So just 3 players right now. Ryan Greenspan, Yosh Rao, and Alex Frage. And Alex Frage gets shot on top of the loader. And Mishka wraps and grills up Yosh Rao, and it will be coming through the middle. Here comes Jacob Edwards. Jacob Edwards gets shot, trying to get a little greedy there. But here comes Mishka and Monville. Just Ryan Greenspan left for San Diego Dynasty.
And he's trying to just wheel and deal and try to chop bodies up coming at him, but it's too many bodies. He's looking at 4 bodies. 3 bodies left alive, so Monville's going to hang that flag in. But we just saw 3 Dynasty players. The story of this game so far, forget the penalty, okay? The story of the game is that Dynasty is just getting shot in their gunfights. We just watched 3 guys. Dalton looked out into a ball. As soon as he got in, looked right onto a ball. A lot of pressure. So much pressure is coming from Houston Heat that they're completely getting Dynasty out of their game, which is rare. Dynasty are some of the best gunfighters in the world, so that just speaks to the level that Heat has stepped it up to. Really impressive gunfighting performance here from Houston Heat. That's where they're beating Dynasty right now.
Yeah, and they're playing really, really crisp paintball. They're shooting people in the break. They're making the secondary moves and chopping down the lanes, keeping them from getting out. Now, Dynasty, if they lose this next point, that's it. They are out. That's going to do it for the tournament. They've got to win every point here on out.
They've got to win by 4 points is what we're being told by our statisticians. And it's just, Heat is looking way better than them right now. Dynasty does not look fired up. I'm sure mentally they are fired up because they realize what's at stake. But however, I mean, they're just losing all their gunfights. So we'll be right back after this.
The 2013 season of the CXBL has officially come to a close. Thanks to all the players and sponsors for once again making the CXBL one of North America's greatest leagues. Stay tuned to buypbl.com on Facebook. The 2014 season is just around the corner.
So welcome back here. Join the conversation. Go to PB Nation, the world's largest paintball classifieds, buy, sell, trade, new and used gear. PB Nation. Anything you want, you can find it there. In this game right now, all Houston Heat so far, 15:54 to go.
And there's Dynasty on your screen, trying to figure it out. Here's Houston Heat coming out again with Jacob Edwards, Mishka, Sergey, Monville, and Fedorov. And it looks like once again, Houston Heat just shoots out the wide player. Dalton Vanderbilt got shot twice going to that big Dorito. Now gets shot going to the corner. Tyler Harmon also getting shot going out to the snake corner. So just 2 bodies left alive now. Yosh Rao, Ryan Greenspan for San Diego Dynasty. They're going to be getting their body back in about 45 seconds, but Houston Heat right now just foot on the gas pedal, really putting the pressure. Here comes Sergey up the middle of the field. Ryan Greenspan drops off, and Sam Monville right there in the snake. Make Yosh Rao switch into the gun of Konstantin Fedorov,
and they are just running points up here on this power play, really taking full advantage of that Blake Yarber penalty. And Dynasty is just getting beat in those gunfights and off the break. They can't even really get locked in here and start to mount any sort of attack whatsoever. So let's take a look in the Dynasty pits. Always interesting to see how people react when things aren't going the way that they want them to go. It's not like these guys haven't been in pretty much every situation that exists in the game of tournament paintball, though. So not their first spin around the world here.
You know, and going into these final points, there's no way that gentleman right there, Oliver Lang, is just going to sit back and let it happen. I can see him going up the middle. I think he's going to go up the middle, do some damage, and just kind of get some pain relief.
Well, we're going to see here shortly. We'll be right back after this. 15 minutes to go. Stick with us.
A&S Gear is having their World Cup Super Sale. We've got A&S pods for half off. A&S gas tanks starting as low as $99.95. We've got swabs so cheap, that you can throw them away. You can get Nelson paint arriving at your door, $31.95. Jerseys, we've got them starting at $4.95. And pants, starting at $29.95. Shop now at ansgear.com and don't miss out on the biggest paintball sale ever.
Welcome back here, 2013 PSP World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya. And Dynasty getting beat up right now by our defending 2012 world champions, Houston Heat. But it's not looking good, and it looks like a timeout has been called on the field. And we're going to head right back into the action here after a few words from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. So apparently we just got word from our statisticians that they were wrong. It's not necessarily. We're going to get clarification as far as what Dynasty needs to do to stay in this tournament, but what they absolutely need to do is try to win this game. And with 15 minutes left to go, yes, Houston Heat has been putting it on them right now, and Blake Yarber is still in the box for the next 24 seconds, but when they get him back, they need to mount a comeback here, still in this fight.
I think they need to mount a comeback right now. I think they got to get two good Gs on the break.
Yeah, get a G off the break, at least even it up, and then if you can, two, but most importantly, stay alive. And then the biggest thing they need to do is, I don't know what's going on in their bunkers and in their gunfights, but they are getting beat to the punch by the players on Houston Heat.
You know, Ryan Greenspan.
I mean, Konstantin Fedorov is going off right now. He's got 8 confirmed kills in these 4 points. That's a 2.0 G rating, 2 kills per point. Uh-oh, I think.
Brandon's short.
Oh, Brandon's short. I was scared for a second because Brandon's had shoulder problems before.
Yeah. And Dynasty does get that kill on the break. They get Sergei Solnyshkov sitting back in the flag station, and then they shoot Sam Monville very quickly. So Dynasty did not lose anybody.
They lost.
Yeah, they didn't lose anybody on the break, and they're going to get Blake Yarber back right now. Blake Yarber goes all the way out to the Dorito corner, so 5-on-3 right now for San Diego Dynasty. You know, think about Houston Heat putting up quick points is that there still is a lot of time on the clock. We've barely played 6 minutes in this matchup. Houston Heat with the 4-0 lead right now, but it looks like, oh, no, never mind. There goes Dalton Vanderbilt up into the Dorito 2, right behind the 50. Blake Yarber comes out. Looks like he got shot right on top of his head. Yes, he does, on his bump. So picked up right there by Jacob Edwards. And Chad George gets destroyed. I don't think he knew that where Dalton Vanderbilt was, but he trades with Dalton Vanderbilt.
And here comes
Brandon Short tries to make too big of a bite, and Konstantin Fedorov picks him up across the field.
That might be a penalty. That's a minor. He's lucky he got a minor too. If he did get shot and pumped up and shot his gun, he's pretty lucky. And then why did Dynasty's blowing opportunities?
Yeah, and somebody, I'm not sure, somebody should have gotten pulled.
That was, I think,
Glenn,
they were pulling Glenn Takamoto as he was running down the field.
Yeah, Glenn smartly saw the penalty and was like, okay, well, if I'm the last guy and I'm going to get pulled, I'm going to go try to shoot somebody, at least, you know, maybe create some chaos. But Konstantin Fedorov able to stay alive there.
I thought they had that point right there, man. They were looking good, nice, clean.
They did have that point, but they threw it away. You know, you got to be, you can't just play good enough. You got to play great if you're going to try to beat a team that's playing as well as Houston Heat right now. So, you know, Dynasty created opportunity for themselves by going up a body, shooting 2 players off the break. They had 4 players alive, and they were about to get Blake out. But then after that, it didn't work out for them. And those are the points you have to win. If they win that point, then it goes 4-1 instead of 5-0. Now Heat 2 points away from taking this victory and shutting Dynasty out. So Dynasty blew that opportunity they just had. We'll be right back here. Do not go anywhere.
I first picked up a paintball gun when I was 9. I I used to stand around at the field and stare at the Ironman players, hoping for a shot. I earned my way onto the team when I was 15. We won 2 world titles. When I blew my knee out for the second time, the doctor told me I'd never play again, but I refused to let go of my dream. I'm an Ironman, and paintball is my life.
PaintballDojo.com. Support your favorite pro teams and get your name printed on pro team gear. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players. Full color and completely custom options. You can build custom designs straight from our website. Gear available for both men and women. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players.
So we're getting right back here on the field. Houston Heat, there's big Jason Trozen, coach. Got her the ship over there for Houston Heat, and he's talking to his guys. They got to be really happy about how they're playing right now. Houston Heat up 5 points over San Diego Dynasty, and actually that penalty was a major penalty on Brandon Short. So Brandon Short going to be in that box for 2 minutes. So can Dynasty mount the best comeback of the tournament, potentially of the year? I don't know, we'll see. They're gonna have to try to create that opportunity by shooting players off the break for Houston Heat. Houston Heat looks like heavy guns up, all 5 guns up off the break. Now making moves over there on the Dorito side of the field is Konstantin Fedorov. He's in good field position, 40-yard line, Dorito over there. And looks like Oliver, is that Oliver? No, it's Tyler
Harmon taking the walk.
Tyler Harmon taking the walk early here.
As well as Sam Monville.
So it's 3-on-4. Takamoto, Lang, and Frazier left alive for Dynasty.
I'd really be surprised to see another egg go on the board for Dynasty from this tournament.
Oh no, man, Heat's playing pretty well right now. And then Dynasty with those couple penalties, I mean, really, really hurt. Chad George backed up by Sergei Solnishkov, number 23. There's Chad George right there. Number 57 on your screen.
Yeah, and he can just slow play this at this point. You know, I mean, they really don't need to do much here. Up this many points, Dynasty down bodies are forced to push forward. And they're got about 50 seconds left on that penalty. Brandon Short's major penalty. So Dynasty, if they just fight back and try to get him out and suck time up, but no, Lang and Takamoto walk off. So it's just Alex Frazier left in that back center stand-up, and he's gonna catch a couple as he walks off. So now Heat completely dominant in this game. 6-0 is the score, and I don't know what happened to San Diego Dynasty, man. For San Diego Dynasty to take 2 shutouts in one tournament, let alone one, is just kind of unfathomable considering that they had won 2 tournaments this season and took into 2nd place. But they did take 5th at the last one, kind of fell off a little bit, and now this not looking good right now. So we'll see. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back here, and as it's about 11:30 over here on the East Coast in Florida, we have events coming up starting at noon here at the World Cup. So if you're watching from your hotel or anywhere close, definitely get over here. HK Army, GI Sports, and Empire have events. They have signings. At 12, 1, and 2 have Tampa Bay Damage, the Ironman, and the Nerf Challenge I-4 giveaway. HK Army at 1. San Diego Dynasty gonna want to show up early for that. Always a long line for them. Pretty much long line for all these guys. So get over there early. Probably start heading over there right now if you're listening to my voice. And then San Antonio X Factor is at noon, along with Edmonton Impact at the GI Sports booth. And Empire, Los Angeles Infamous, and Upton 187 crew. Infamous at 12, at 1, Upton 187 crew, and then Vicious at 2. And those are all at the booths here at the Fantasy of Flight. So we got 18 seconds before the start of what could be the last point of this match in this complete decimation of San Diego Dynasty by Houston Heat. Konstantin Fedorov going off. If you got him on your fantasy team, 11 confirmed kills for him. Here we go. Dynasty on your screen, still 4 bodies out on the field for them because they have 24 seconds of that penalty, the Brandon Short penalty. And they lose Kyle Spica. Kyle Spica trying to get all the way into Snake 2 off the break, not able to do it. And they also lose Dalton Vanderbilt on the Dorito side as well. So Ryan Greenspan and Yosh Rao are left alive to try to get Brandon Short out of the box here in 5 seconds. Houston Heat, Jacob Edwards shot off the break. Chad George, Mishka, Konstantin Fedorov, and Sergei from high school are all left alive. And here comes Brandon Short trying to get out of the box, not able to do it. Not looking good for Dynasty right here. 4 players still left alive for Heat.
Konstantin Fedorov gets shot. That's a big gun off the field. Konstantin Fedorov with 11 confirmed kills this game.
Amazing. And that's going to do it for Dynasty. Last player, Ryan Greenspan. And just a little food for thought. Dynasty coming into this tournament was a series leader for the PSP. Unfortunately, I believe that this is going to knock them out, opening the door for somebody else. I think Impact to come in and take that top spot.
That would be crazy if that did happen, because starting out the year with, I mean, Dynasty won the first 2 events of the year. Looked amazing doing it. And then second place in Chicago, and Houston Heat stepped up and won. Damage won the 4th tournament. So yeah, I didn't expect Dynasty to come out and play the Ironman and get skunked 4-0 and play Heat and get skunked 7-0. They did win their other 2 games, but still, you know, I mean, Dynasty beat up the Upton 187 crew, even though that game was close early on, 7-2. And then also they did defeat Moscow Red Legion 7-2 as well. So Dynasty ended up going 2-2 here. We'll have to see how things shake out in the afternoon's competition. I don't think they're going to end up being in the relegation game, but with that point spread, I don't know. We're going to have to find out. It's but still not the Dynasty we thought we were going to see here in the Ironman game and then this Heat game. So. Wow, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think 187 with their 1 win and Legion with no wins are going to be the 1 and 2 seed for the relegation games.
Relegation games, yeah.
And, you know, but what a great morning. What a great Saturday morning. You know, this bracket's done for the prelims. Saw some great games. You know, it makes me really excited for tomorrow's competition. Houston Heat's going to be going in as the top seed. Ironman going to be going in as the 2nd seed. So Houston Heat will be facing the 2nd seed from the other division, which we're going to see after lunch. And the Ironman will be taking on the top seed from the other bracket. And, you know, all those games coming up here, stick around.
And stick around for the lunch break, because we have the roster premiering here during the lunch break. Roster is going to be episode 1 for Planet Eclipse. That's coming at you during lunch. It's a fascinating look behind the scenes of San Antonio X Factor and their struggle to try to get back at the top of the game, which they have not been able to do yet, but they've been hit or miss at this tournament. They looked amazing against Damage. Such an amazing game as they defeated Damage 7-1, and we're going to see the behind-the-scenes look at San Antonio X Factor on the roster. So if you're around here at the site, definitely want to head to one of the booths that's playing the webcast and check it out. So let's head down on the field here, check in with Lauren Kelly. She's with one of the players from Houston Heat.
Hey guys, I'm standing down here with Heat coach Jason Trozen and Jacob Edwards. Congratulations guys, you won 7-0 in 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. That is pretty crazy. Jacob, how does it feel to knock Dynasty out of Sunday?
Well, it feels good. You know, they won both tournaments at the beginning of the season, so I like to see them do bad after that because I like to win.
Were you expecting such a fast game like that?
Oh yeah, you know, I always expect that. I want to go out there and beat people as fast as I can, but sometimes it doesn't work like that.
Jason, as you all know, both teams are so talented and both had what it takes to make Sunday. So what do you think it really comes down to, winning and losing a match like this?
You know, watching them play all weekend, it seemed like they only had one speed. You know, they played real slow, conservative paintball, and you know, we were able to change it up. We were able to play slow and fast, and I don't think they could have. They were able to adjust to that.
Well, you guys did a great job. That was a great match right before our lunch break. When we come back, we'll have Vicious and Jesters on the champion field. Great job, guys.
So yeah, remember roster's coming up here in just a second, and definitely hats off to Houston Heat. Played a perfect game here against San Diego Dynasty. I agree with Jason. I think that, don't know if Dynasty maybe read the field the right way. I'm not really quite sure if it comes down to, I don't think it's not just strategy. It only has so much to do with strategy. It has a lot to do with actual application and how you play there. So again, the roster is coming up here in just a few moments. And also we are here, man, it's 2013 PSP World Cup at the Fantasy of Flight Polk City, Florida. So thank you guys for tuning in here. Again, stick around. The roster coming at you, and then a full set of games this afternoon as we are finding out who is going to be playing in the semifinals on Sunday tomorrow. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Soy and Todd Martinez. Stick around. See you in just a little bit.